What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It is Wednesday afternoon. Reason for the video is I understand this is non bodybuilding related, but people have been talking about P. Diddy, and I've not discussed it at all. The reason being is because the trial was in place. There's no need to discuss Puff Daddy until the verdict came out. Guess what, folks? The verdict came out, so now I'll discuss it. So, not found guilty of sex trafficking, not guilty of racketeering. The only thing he's guilty of is for solicitation of transportation of prostitution under basically the Mann Act, in other words. The federal version of soliciting a prostitute, getting some whores, in other words. Not trying to degrade women or anything like that, but if you sell your body for sexual relations, that makes you a whore. But we're not. This video isn't about the whores. It's about what's gonna happen to P. Diddy. Now, prosecution wants 20 years. They're not gonna get 20 years. Prosecution wants 10 years. They're not gonna get that. Now, let me put into perspective of things. Charlie Chaplin was convicted of the Mann Act. Jack Johnson, world famous boxer back in 1919, convicted of the Mann Act. 2 counts, and he did a year and a day. And this was in 1919. This is when they were hanging black people, okay? If a black person was going to get the worst sentencing possible, it would have been in 1919, folks. And he only did a year and a day. And Puff Daddy has only been in prison for a year and a day, so no, he ain't going to get 10 years. By the way, folks, Jack Johnson was pardoned of the Mann Act by Donald Trump. And Donald Trump already said he's going to consider pardoning him. Know what I mean? So at this point in time, my expectation is Puff Daddy will be going home. All right? And speaking from experience, when I used to book people in for soliciting a prostitute or anything like the Mann Act, for example, I didn't even bother giving them a jumpsuit. I gave them a bench ticket. All right, show up for court, and usually it's something like probation or something like that. Or if they've already done the time, if they've already been in jail, time served. And that's it, folks. That's all, baby. That's Sports Center. There was no possible way that he could have got convicted of racketeering or sex trafficking or anything like that. It just didn't happen. And the reason being is we all know what Puff Daddy has been doing for the past 20-some years. He's a swinger. He's a sex addict. He's a drug addict. All right? He's a woman beater, For all of everything, charge him with being a woman beater. Charge him with assault. But it's a stretch for racketeering and sex trafficking. That's just not going to happen, folks. So I would expect P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, or whatever you want to call him, he'll be home quite soon. How soon? I don't really care. That's all I got to say for right now. Be sure to like and subscribe to the Vince Goodrum channel. Click the link below. And as always, peace and soul.